This is perfect. Look at that thing. It's not so exciting, actually. Hold on, let me try something real quick. Yeah. That's better. Let's talk about this. So, a little bit of a TLDR is to try and not waste as much time as possible. We are in the Dreadnought. It's a level 31 zone. You can find it here in Act 2 on the far right side. The reason we're in a level 31 zone farming specifically is because we are looking for a level 8 spirit gem. These sell for quite a premium. At the time of this recording, I am able to sell them very, very consistently for 13 to 15 exalts each. I have sold up to 24 of them, equating over about 300 exalts, and it has only taken me a little over 4 hours to do so. There's the TLDR. Now, if you would like to know about how I also, alongside this method, managed to make an additional 600 or 575 exalts, we get into that in a little bit. There's a bit of gambling in play. We've got some chase items that we're looking for, and we've got some tips and tricks to, you know, help this strategy feel a little bit nicer. And we go a little bit more in detail and in depth. So let's go ahead and do that now. How do we get into this? Why is this a thing? And how can you do it as well? So it's the Dreadnought. Again, it is a level 31 zone, is the zone right before the final boss in Act 2. And alternatively, you could always farm in the Spires of Dashar. I do not personally like the Spires of Dashar because of the bouncy chickens. They're like the vulture enemy that will like go off screen and jump directly on you, stun lock you, and just, you know, ruin your day and make you very sad. We're in a level 31 or a 30 zone. Specifically because we want a level 8 spirit gem. That's the bread and butter of this farm. So I have consistently for the past 4 hours, well, not, you know, consecutively, but I have over a span of a couple of days now, I have farmed this up to 4 hours. Each time I have gotten, on the first run, I got 6 spirit gems. The second hour I got 4, the third hour I got 5, and the fourth hour I got 6. So that is a total of, I believe, 21. And seeing as each of them are selling for about 13 exalts each, that's, what, like 260-ish? 273 exalteds. Why the hell is a level 8 spirit gem actually worth 13 to 15 exalts? Well, the easy answer is cast on freeze and cast on shock. Now, there are quite a lot of meta builds currently right now. I am on the lightning arrow, which was inspired heavily and popularized by Fubgun. You can find his build guides here on YouTube. And yeah, it uses a cast on shock and a cast on freeze setup for like helping with clear and helping with boss DPS. But the issue with this is the intelligence stat requirement. So it's pretty difficult to get attributes in this game, especially early on with minimal gear investment. So you kind of want this to be as low as possible. So the actual gem itself, cast on freeze and cast on shock, the minimum level requirement is 8. Therefore, if you use the minimum level, you have the lowest possible intelligence requirement as well. So that puts this as a high priority and highly desirable gem, level 8 spirit gem. So that's where the actual value comes from. And yeah, I just wanted to share that a little bit with you because I was also really, really surprised whenever I needed to buy a cast on freeze and a cast on shock. And I was like, wow, those are really expensive. I'll probably just farm my own. And yeah, that's how I kind of stumbled upon this method and maybe overdid it for a few too many hours. If we look at my monies, yeah, 277 exalts, 8 divines. Some of that's come from other trades, obviously, but you know, a big majority of this has come from this farm in just about 4.5 hours. With that being said, here's the level of investment that you need. You might be thinking, oh, well, you probably have like a level 20 quality gem. Nope. I thought ahead on that too. This is a level 6 lightning arrow and only 2,500 DPS here. And I went ahead and purposefully got a bow that is only 232 DPS, which you can literally buy for 1 or 2 exalts right now. Here's one for 3. It's pretty similar. This is not an insane bow by any stretch of the imagination. the cost of entry here for this farm to participate in this farm is insanely low. What's the second layer here? Well, the second layer is chance bases. Now, because this is a level 31 zone, that means that these, the items are pretty much dropping white and blue. Very few rares are popping down. And now normally that would be kind of like a sad thing, but if we're talking chance bases, that's actually kind of good for us. So, what bases specifically am I looking for? Well, we're looking for Emerald Ring, for Thieves' Torment, and we're looking for Azure Amulets for the Gaze, the Forbidden Gaze, I believe it's called. It's a Azure Amulet base. And then the ever elusive Heavy Belt. The Heavy Belt is Headhunter. Jump cut, but post-editing, definitely don't sleep on the Sapphire Ring for Dream Fragments. It's currently going for about 100 Divine at the moment of this recording. And also Stellar Amulets for Astramentus, which are going for like 128 Divines at the time of this recording. So I imagine those are very, very rare though. So that's a much, much higher like gamble in terms of just like, hey, we buy like 8 Divines worth of Chance Orbs. The odds are really probably pretty good that you're going to get your money back, if not make quite a bit of money, doing Emerald Rings, potentially Heavy Belts, and Azure Amulets. Take that with a grain of salt. Let's get back to the video. I just wanted to add that. Those two are like your big high ticket. So Sapphire Rings and Stellar Amulets. So if we get lucky, which I managed to do a couple times, get lucky, we can chance some pretty crazy stuff that's worth quite a lot of currency here. So again, to remind you, we only have a bow and a level 6 gem on. So let's just do this real quick. Good start. And bam. It's pretty great that that happened for the video. So I go ahead and sell that really quickly for about 80 Exalts. And then here we get a Thief's Torment, which is incredibly valuable at around 500 Exalts at the time of me selling it. And just to throw it in there, because I don't really know what else to do with this clip, the Seer, whatever, gave me a perfect rolled Everlasting Gaze, which sold for 120 Exalts. This was like day 3 or 4 of the game. Mention a little bit of something about tips and tricks. So here's a few for you. First thing I would recommend is some movement speed boots. Now you don't need boots this good. 30% movement speed is fantastic. 35 is even better. But if you only got 10, use 10. Use what you have available to you. But if you are doing this method and this is making you quite a bit of currency, I would definitely invest in boots, movement speed, and a better damaging weapon first and foremost to help make your farm even faster. I like to stay here in the middle of the map. This is a nice little circuit that we've got for ourselves, so we don't have to actually backtrack. So I just kind of come in here and do a big loop. Now these look different for everyone, so don't expect to have the exact same map layout, but right here I would just reset at checkpoint. Now I'm getting the most kills per hour doing this. So I'll just peel off to the right here. I'm just killing stuff, and I trust my loot filter. If anything of value drops, that's the next tip. My loot filter will notify me. So just to show you, look, no more mobs. It's been a while. Just to get to 2 blue packs at the end. And yeah. So that 8 seconds of just void, no killing, that really eats into your overall kills per hour. Which results in less drops. All right, so the last tip is get a loot filter. Now, if you don't have a loot filter, you don't know what a loot filter is, all that, you are in luck. I have a video guide tutorial about how to get it, where to get it, and what all comes with it. Now, if you don't want to go hunt down that video and you'd rather just, see a little bit here and now, here is the TLDR. When a item drops with a loot filter on, look at the mini map here, it will show an icon on the map. which makes it an additional layer of not missing loot. Additionally, listen to that noise. Pretty satisfying noise. Big, bright, vibrant color. You're just really not going to miss this. Now, let's compare this to the base game. And, yeah. Pretty boring. And, doesn't make a nice noise. And kind of blends in with the ground a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. You might be used to it, but I mean, if you just compare them to one another, it's kind of a day and night difference. And yeah, just loot filter. You don't have to chance it yourself and gamble. You can straight up sell the white bases. Like if this dropped white instead of blue, this sells for like 3 exalts. So you could just sell the bases like all day, every day. And those will always maintain their value. As long as the unique variant is valuable, the chance base is going to be valuable. So even if like 1,000 people after watching this video start doing this and like oversaturate the market and just flood it, and the prices of spirit gems goes way down, that's okay. It's still a viable strategy to farm for bases. So that'll always maintain. Don't click away before I get the chance to say thank you. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, like it felt like yesterday, and we're already close to 2,000 subscribers. Path of Exile has always been one of my absolute favorite games, alongside Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, and it's just a dream come true that you guys have accepted me into the community and have allowed me to have somewhat of a platform. It still doesn't really feel real, and I'm still trying to kind of wrap my mind around almost 2,000 of you felt it appropriate to subscribe to me and support me, and yeah, man, just as thank you. So not trying to get weird, all that, but it's crazy. Have a great night. Be safe. Goodbye.